do a lot with the farm, so it does help to deter the EG aggression at least a little bit.
Yeah, it will be good, and it's good for bursting up Brewmaster. I think that's the main point as to why they pick him up. Brewmaster and Treant going to be very susceptible to the Timber Burst. So on the side of Na'Vi US, we will have 1437 on the Enchantress. We have Timbersaw played by Brex. We have Snaking, the King on Lycan. We have Korok taking up the Queen of Pain, and last but not least, we have Fogged on that Shadow Shaman.
And meanwhile, over on EG, making a very fast rotation down towards the bottom lane, Arteezy is going to be heading this up on the Razor, PPD, handling the Treant Protector, Universe on the Darkseer, Mason on Brewmaster, and finally bringing up the rear, we've got Zai on Witch Doctor.
Yep, the early Observer Ward immediately gonna get dewarded here by by EG. So Na'Vi US gonna fight with a ward down, and PPD plops off one on his way out. So it looks like they will safe lane with the Brewmaster. I'm less happy about this than can be, but still. Arteezy wishing no good luck upon his opponents and only asking them to have some fun. So Universe will be soloing up that bottom lane on his own.
Yeah, I think had it been something other than the Timbersaw, then maybe EG would have still considered looking for that first blood.
Wow, they called it. It's gonna be a tri lane up. They predicted it. Like we said, the NA guys, they know one another, so it's very likely they know this is coming from Fogged and Gang. So 1437 might go aggressive jungle here with the Shadow Shaman. They're dual laning this, and that's when the heroes on. Okay, now I'm not so sure. PPD is going up top. Witch Doctor is accompanying the Darkseer, so a little bit funky. We'll have to see how that works out. Treant does get an Invis Rune, so if he catches someone off guard, it could be a very quick kill.
Yeah, I think EG just starting their lanes this way to be fairly conservative. Korok needs to be careful. Does go for the Shadow Strike. EG could jump him now.
That's bad. Oh no. Clap. Oh, they get a clap as well. This could be first blood, but nope. There's a Shadow Shaman there, so Mason will not be able to push the issue there. So they will do some damage to one another. There is still a salve here in Korok, so it will not be as problematic. But this core Queen of Pain does feel kind of weird to me.
Yeah, Na'Vi US definitely adjusting their lane just to try and get out of this early game fairly safely. We've got 147 already harassing mid with some creeps. Looks like he has a handle on where this blocking ward is as well, so he's going to be able to free up his jungle and start moving around. He doesn't have a smoke, interestingly enough, at the moment, and Zai, there you go. 147 gets the deny.
There's no reason to deny a sentry ward, to be honest, but well, he did not spot it out, so 1437 gonna be a very annoyed. Oh, look at it go! And we will go. Brex will take some damage. And Treant, will he make a sound? He does have 31% win pick rate and at 6.81, but in TI only 9%. So a big difference in terms of pick preference, but of course with the aggressive supports being the choices here in TI4, defensive choices like Treant more or less will take a backseat. And oh, Gasket once again. Brex taking some harassment here. Brex will run at Zai, the Witch Doctor, pretty mad at him, but otherwise nothing too much to report about here. In the middle lane there is going to be a tornado annoying Arteezy.
I think it's interesting that you would call Treant a defensive support, because I think that's pretty far removed from how EG tends to run it. PPD on his tree moves around a lot, looks to set up opportunities. He's always scouting. He's always doing things on the map. So
I guess, but he's built defensive. Even Leech Seed is not a very long range kind of cell. So unless you get a chance to get up to some guy, you're not going to be able to cast it. So Brex gotta get himself cornered here, but I don't think he will get brought down. And even, yeah, I mean, EG might run it aggressive, but I think most teams play it defensive anyway.
Yeah, and the big reason to talk about the Treant Protector this game, of course, and why it's been picked is that it is a really nice hero to have against the Lycan, and not that amazing against the Shadow Shaman, because typically if you're committing the roster wards to a tower, then you're going to be bringing it from full to zero anyway, but it is going to help EG at least stall this game out a little bit here. Though they're not necessarily stalling towards a guaranteed late game win by any means. You can't discount the late game strength of a Queen of Pain and a Timbersaw, though they are fairly decidedly mid game heroes.
I think they're all right. But yeah, Arteezy is gonna be breaking even with Lycan in the middle lane, 18-18. There was a little bit of harassment trade going on earlier, but I don't expect a solo kill from either of them unless a huge mistake was made, and first blood would probably come from the bottom lane, if not top lane, if anything. And they're still trying to harass him back. Yep, claps it down, gets a crit on him as well. Koro refusing to take any extra damage. Will just slip away.
I think 147 has accomplished a little bit less than he would have liked this game. He has put a lot of pressure on mid, and that's a big reason why, as you were saying, Arteezy and Snake King are actually relatively even in farm, but he doesn't have a smoke at the moment. He hasn't got the best luck in terms of ganking creeps, and the fact that EG are running duo lanes here has made it a little bit difficult for 1437 to be able to move around and accomplish a whole lot, and that can be a real that could be real trouble for Navi US. If you're picking the Enchantress, you're picking it for the early game strength, you're picking it for those first 8 to 10 minutes and the impact that you have in getting your team off to a good start.
Oh yeah, Arteezy dropping really low in the middle lane, and he has gone for 3 points in static link. So he wants to counter up the Lycan. He has gone for less points in the plasma field, only using it to secure last hits, less for the harassment.
He doesn't need many points in plasma field to be able to push the wave out and secure runes against the Lycan, who just has no AoE, and against a melee hero, static link is always going to be great. So I think the build makes perfect sense here from Arteezy.
The heals are coming up from Zai, and it's starting to get a little bit annoying for Brax as he runs low on tangos. Still has one salve ready for himself, but don't really want to blow it when you're not at that high amount of health. And I like Arteezy's choice to get a sentry ward, well, asking PPD for a sentry ward, because it allows him to whip down the wolves and prevent them from actually getting anything done. Now Arteezy gonna get ganked up here by a bunch of neutral creeps from Enchantress, but 1437 is just gonna cause him some trouble, put the dying creep in the front lines, and well, really doesn't get anything out of there, but Brax now gonna get more harassment on him. Is there gonna be Melodic? I don't think so from this Witch Doctor. Oh, he's gonna go for the turnaround in Universe. Might have to be careful there. But still, 3 hits here from Zai, but 2 points in the reactive armor should offset a lot of this harassment.
Yeah, so lane's going alright for Navi US, but again, I think they'd like to be getting more, especially given that they do have this Enchantress, and it'll be interesting to see where the lanes really start to break down. Of course, we are looking towards Mason, maybe once he has his level 6, to potentially look for something, but he doesn't have the most amazing farm in the world right now. Actually, only 13 CS to his name. The double ranged versus double melee matchup not going in EG's favor. Even in this
if they can somehow get their fingers around Fog, then maybe they can strangle him. But I think it's going to be really hard for Mason to just run past. But I think once they get ultimate, it's going to change. Mason getting his ultimate will be a big step. I think they will be pushing towards Fog. Then with the Brewlings can easily grab him up. Beware the Wolf. Lycanthrope has been the most relevant hero of the international so far. Picked up banned in 97.2% of matches. Nasty. Arteezy looking for Enchantress kill, I think. And Zai just gonna have a long way around. Hello. Yeah, they'll find a Vulcan and just stun him up. But oh, now gets stomped. Arteezy gonna be detected there. He's gonna kill off a wolf, but they're really not gonna be able to kill him. Oh, will they? Snaking does have his ultimate bomb now. Arteezy, is there gonna be a TP support coming in? He does have living armor though. I really don't think a gank like that would work. And yeah, he does get protected there. Snake King still wants to go for it without any damage. And well, was pressing the issue there. Will take some more damage on his wolves. They do have that regen out of battle, but Snake King will use his ultimate a little bit fruitlessly, and Arteezy will stay alive. Oh, damn it! Queen of Pain killing off the Brewmaster. That is not something you would expect. But they kill him off without Sonic Wave as well. I think Mason's getting caught out for sure. And well, Korok is going to be really happy about that. 1,800 gold on him. And we have Brax.
Top tower is under attack.
On the bottom lane, already level 8. Universe cutting his wave. About to get his mechanism up and coming.
Mason just took a lot of harassment, and Navi US really taking advantage of the opening that living armor was used over on middle lane, and without that available, PPD can't really do a whole lot to stop the Navi aggression. So Korok has some pretty good farm already, the one Oblivion staff up, and I don't know how I feel about this EG draft. That they let the Lycan through, and I feel like this isn't the most amazing response to it. I wonder if things didn't quite pan out exactly as they were.
I think EG is still okay.
Yeah, I think things are okay, but
they have some good level 6s coming up, and with Darkseer and Arteezy's Razor, who has been known to carry pretty hard in the past few games that he has played it, I think they're in an okay spot. Timbersaw isn't particularly good against the Razor. It's just that Arteezy will have to be lifting a little bit more weight, putting out the damage. And they have Treant Protector to deal with a Lycan chip harassment on the towers. So I think Treant Protector is one of the better counters against the Lycanthrope. So
yeah, I think the only question for EG is who is going to be able to move around and who's going to be able to start setting things up. Their supports are okay, but most of that rests on Mason, and he's having a pretty hard game so far. He's also gone for Arcane Boots, so going to set the Blink Dagger back even a little bit further, and I feel like that's the only thing that EG can. That's the one thing that EG really need to start getting moving this game. They do have some okay levels on their supports, but don't believe there's a smoke picked up or anything like that, so they're not really looking to move.
I mean, they can't really gank with the Witch Doctor. He's been trying, but you know, it's a pretty passive early game for both teams. On this, just defending his Queen of Pain right now. Not gonna do anything, and the cast will ensure that the Wolves will take a spill here. And yeah, they get fed. And it's a nice amount of EXP up top. The Queen of Pain still laying some harassment on the Brewmaster, who has now gotten his Arcane Boots, not rushing that Blink Dagger. Queen of Pain going for the Quick Oblivion Staff, so that's an Orchid build up. Very easy choice here for Kurok. On the bottom lane, of course, Universe has been having a farmville of a time. Just getting top CS, 81. I mean, it's not that difficult to get all the CS when you cut the wave against the Timbersaw, who can't do anything against you. It's pretty annoying for the Timbersaw as well, because Darkseer's Iron Shell does do way more damage than you can take after a while, even with reactive armor. And mid lane, I think, is where all the action's at. That damage, force fights, and now Fogged is here. He does have Serpent Wards. I'm not sure you should drop it now, but maybe they will. Illusion Runes are here, and their Serpent Wards are perfect surround on the tier 1 tower. But the cask is going to be pretty annoying for this push, and they're going to feed a lot of Serpent Wards. And they could glyph it. Do they glyph it? Nah, they don't have to glyph. So denied from Zai. Zai has been quite the player as well in all the EG games I managed to catch. And well, Navi US, they do have a kill on the board. They have one tower taken. So that at least is going for them. Darkseer really can't kill Timbersaw at this point. But I'm waiting for some big Witch Doctor ults.
Yeah, I think a bit of a decision from Fog to surround the tower there with the wards. It makes it a little bit more difficult to deny potentially if you can keep heroes off of the tower, but normally you want to place the wards just off to the side and force the enemy team to move in range where they're going to be initiated on if they want to pick off any of the wards for free. By surrounding the tower like that, EG were able to get a couple of wards for absolutely nothing and then be able to pick up the deny. And
Mason about to get a brawl in here. They're gonna go for the bottom lane gank. The cast comes out, it bounces perfectly, stops the chain as well. The hex up on their Brewmaster. There's your primal split. TP support coming in for the Queen of Pain. This could go nasty, and there it will for the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor will take a fall. Universe does have the mechanism. He gets caught out, and now he'll just surge away to freedom. But there's gonna be a lot of pings here from Fox 6. Blow this fool up, and they will 3-0 in favor. And now Mason in trouble for himself. They could chase him, but I don't think they will. Mason getting blocked there by Wolves. They could technically get him. Still blocked, still blocked. No, the clap nearly bring down a Queen of Pain. Very well played by Snake King, and he will be rewarded with a last hit. 4-0 now on the board. EG looking to be trailing in this early game. Well, should not have dived that tower.
Yeah, a beautiful punish from Navi US. EG blow that first Brewmaster ultimate, and I think blow is the appropriate word there. They pop it, they get absolutely nothing out of it. And now Navi US are going to be able to play aggressively for a couple of minutes with no chance of a response really from G.
Yeah. Easy. Artour looking for a pickoff, but I guess after that little bit of a fight, it's like, what's my team doing? And he's gonna come down to the bottom lane, join Universe in this tier 1 tower push, and wants to join some of the fun. I mean, he likes getting killed, that guy, a very aggressive player. Snake King now going for the body blocks again on PPD. Maybe they get a kill, but no, just a very friendly smack on their behind. And they're going for a trade on the tier 1. Up and wards are ready.
Should be able to get it. No glyph available right now. They might even be able to hold on to the Serpent Wards and maybe look to put some pressure on the tier 2. I don't think EG are necessarily in a position to actually try and defend here. And they're not really in a position to force down another tower either. They're lineup's a little bit lackluster at both defending and pushing right now, which is definitely a problem when you're up against a Lycanthrope and a Rasta.
Dire's top tower is under
I don't think you want, yeah, like you said, don't want to trade towers against the Lycans because your towers go down super fast. And it looks like EG are going to be responding. If they can get to the level 6s and they have Overgrowth and the Witch Doctor Dream with minimal TP channel cancels on Navi US, only the Shaman can cancel channeling spells. So the Witch Doctor in this case actually pretty strong. The tier 2 tower will fall, and I think EG will just have to settle at that, but still. Korok does find a nice stack to actually farm up.
Yeah, I still wonder exactly what the plan was for EG here. I feel like something has gone a little bit awry. Maybe they didn't anticipate something like the Timbersaw pickup, something that was going to be able to 1v1 lane against the Darkseer so successfully. Maybe the Queen of Pain has thrown a spanner in the works a little bit, though. You know, we were already talking about in the draft how something like a Storm or a Co-op could have been a really nice pickup, and they just haven't really dealt with the Lycan at all either. He's just been sat mid, and I think EG were hoping that the Razor was going to be more of a response to him, but well, all those early creeps from 147 really turned it. Well, really ended up paying off, and EG looking to get aggressive here, interestingly enough.
Arteezy, that's your Surge Razor we're talking about. Fox, he's gonna be punished, whipped into shape, he will be vacuumed in as well. And well, Arteezy gets a much needed kill for his team. Universe will take the last hit though. 4-1. EG get themselves on the skill board, and gonna use that bonus damage, try and get some things done to that tower. And they do have the Treant armor, so they want to hold on to towers. However badly damaged, they can still bring that up to full health if given the time. And now we're going to take a look at net worth a little bit. 6.9k on the Lycan, 6.9k on Korok, just filtering up and down on the second spot. It's 6,000 per universe. The gold drop favoring the Radiant, so Snaking playing a good game on Lycanthrope.
Yeah, definitely, and EG, I think we see the biggest problem for them in this game right there on middle lane. They get a nice pick off on the Shadow Shaman, like you said, they managed to get on the board, but then they consider, can we go further? Can we put some pressure on this tier 1 tower? And they can't. They're pushing into Chakram, they're pushing into Queen of Pain, and well, their lineup just can't really sustain through that, so they're just going to have to go back to farming for a bit.
BPD. Yeah, they need to exploit Navi US's lack of stuns. That's what they need to do. They have free reign for a lot of this channel. I think they could have really gotten away with more. But the Witch Doctor pick here, very interesting, very fun, and we'll have to see. There was no Death Ward in the last fight, I think. And if you get this time, it could be pretty huge.
Yeah, it does definitely give them a little bit more late game potential, assuming that Zai, as soon as they can make some space for Zai to be able to start picking up some farm. He's looking a little bit poor at the moment. But I think EG, if they manage to start winning some fights, especially once they have this Blink Dagger up on Brewmaster, they might be able to make some room for him. But Mason is still a ways away from that Blink. Only 1,300 gold up on him right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's been farming pretty slow and Snaking about to claim himself another tower, just chipping away really fast at it. And if you check out the bonus damage given, it's just absurd when it comes to pushing the towers. All the summon units on Enchantress get it as well. They're going to be stepping some of Brax's damage. There's going to be some diving coming out. It's an augmented Razor with armor and all. Brax, you're in trouble, a lot of trouble. Look at it go, and yeah, he will go down. So the Timbersaw will explode while they take a tier 1 tower, but it's still not a good trade. Snaking gets 2. So 4-2, Arteezy coming back, gonna look for a kill here. They really want to fight him, and they pop the ultimate. So they destroy the tower and they book it. So running out of tier 2s here, EGR.
Well, EG better hope that they're going to be able to take a team fight sooner or later, because they are running out of buildings at this point, and Necrobook already up for
they
the
can still hold on tier 3s, I guess. Oh, they see Snaking! They see Snaking! They see Snaking! Here's your Overgrowth, and there's your Casket! It bounces into the neutrals though. Very unfortunate, the vacuum's already been spent, and they will only get Enchantress as a result of that. The Death Ward, I think, could have been around for that if they didn't use it to block the Timbersaw, which I felt was not really necessary. So, well, they get away with something, but it's not a lot. And Korok has 3,500 gold. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think they could have relied on the chain bounces that they actually got against the Timbersaw, so I think blowing the Death Ward was fine. Really smart play from Snaking. He was keeping track of what stuns were ganking him. As soon as the Overgrowth, the Cask, and the Vacuum were all used, he just immediately double tapped his TP and got out. So, well, Navi US, really clean game from them, and EG, the only big thing that they're about to pick up is this Blink Dagger on the Brew, which they do now have, but Mason is still a slightly lackluster level 9, and I don't know how much this rank 1 Panda ult is actually even going to do now that he has the Blink.
Yeah, it's not been a good game for him. I mean, if you look at this, the safe lane Timbersaw does have his Bloodstone already. Arteezy just working up to a BKB post drums, and Zai going for that Aghanim Scepter, which I would love to see. Lots of pink everywhere.
They need it.
Well, Universe blinks up, sees a Timbersaw with double damage, decides against it, and will not be going for it. And EG, the kill score is 4-3, but they are behind in gold. We saw this game in the Cloud9 match against IG, where one team just got out-farmed by the other, and Advantage does get to start to show after a while. And Korok and Fog, they've been like a pair, sticking with one another and just keeping tabs. And yeah, Observer does give us a ping out here. There is an Observer ward just keeping tabs on Mason and PPD deep in dire territory. And do we see a jump on here? Fogged does have his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, and I really like this from Navi US as well. They've just been placing sentry wards here, there, and everywhere since they haven't picked up a gem just yet. They know exactly how PPD likes to play his tree. It's very Nyx Assassin-esque, and they're making sure that they deal with it in the appropriate way. The one thing I'm also wondering about is what Korok is going to be doing with all of his farm. I think Necrobook, BKB, and Hex are all fairly good options.
He's really saving a lot. I think maybe Aghanims would be good as well. I mean, being able to use it every fight would make the pressure on EG very immense, and the ability to dodge fight. Well, he can throw it out more frequently, pressure waves, and the Cask now used to defend this tier 2 tower. We'll see if the living armor is used here. There could be a jump turnaround here. Universe could be in silence range. I don't think he's in burst range though, so they might decide to jump Arteezy, and no, decide to back off. The defense here from EG successful. I think the plasma field very useful in stopping the creep wave pushes, and so far the Iron Shell plus the plasma field have been more than enough to deal with this push here. Middle lane, they have living armor to heal up the tower, so they'll be okay. Yeah. Question is, when are they going to take Roshan?
I mean, EG defend, but they defend as 5, and that's always a problem. While you're sitting there holding onto your tower, nobody else is really securing anything. They've got very minimal control of the map right now to do some nice dewarding coming out of the Radiant squad, and at this point it feels like they're really getting strangled out. That we haven't seen any early game pressure out of the Brewmaster, and yeah, I really worry for them at this point. Again, like I'll reiterate, I don't think that they're necessarily farming towards anything right now, though. Looks like Brax might be caught out in the even things up.
When the forest gets too quiet, you know something's up. Nice vacuum there, stopping the Timber Chain, and oh. That's what brings death to Brax. 4-4 on the board. Oh, chicken up onto Arteezy. Artour getting blown up by a whole bunch of snakes and lightning. And yeah, he will fall in the middle of that. But the Serpent Wards was spent, and does he have buyback? No, he does not. I think he has his BKB on the courier. We'll check that out.
Radiant's top
I think
tower
he does.
is under attack.
Yeah, he does have his BKB on the courier. So if he doesn't, I don't know why he didn't fly it out to himself, but I guess he just bought it. That's how he got caught out. Maybe lowered his guard for a moment to shop. And well, the tier 1 tower is going to be pressured, and it looks like Navi in US are not going to stop at this. They're going to go for tier 3. Is there a glyph? There is no glyph. There's living armor though. Instantly going in with the Brewlings, not even going for a clap. Very interesting move there by Mason. I would say interesting as in bad. And now we have a chance for an overgrowth into Witch Doctor. Oh, 14 seconds left on that. Will the Lycan use his Lycan trophy form? No, 14 seconds on that cooldown. Overgrowth crept by nature. Iron Shell just doing so much damage. The vacuum wall, the cask actually landing here on Korok. Is there going to be a clap? No matter. Oh no, Mason should have used that stick charge a little bit earlier, but Universe still giving chase. He will not be able to find this being a pain kill, I think. One more earn charge was required, and as a result, they will not get the Korok kill, and Navi US will escape with a lot of damage done to the tier 3, which would be inconsequential because of the living armor heal. Arteezy on the other hand will be reviving with no consequence.
Well, Navi US just have to wait 20 seconds to respawn and then just go at EG. Mason's still going to be waiting another minute before he has that primal split up, and EG need to get these lanes out as far as they possibly can so that they can buy some time. They don't even have a glyph available right now. They are very vulnerable.
Well, I don't know about that Mason not clapping. I guess he had some mana problems. I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt there. Maybe some mana problems, that's why no clap before Panda Brew split, but still, the lack of burst damage really did show there in that fight. But nope, now there's gonna be a hex up here onto the Witch Doctor. Puzai is gonna die as a pig, and well, Korok is on a killing spree. The carry Queen of Pain doing some work.
Yeah, Korok had a fantastic game. His Queen of Pain play this competition is also just being absolutely stellar. So, well, Navi US looking to tighten the noose a little bit further. Do we almost have that primal split back up? 10 seconds for Mason, so it looks like EG are going to have it ready for this next attempt at the high ground. And I guess I'll wonder aloud whether or not Fogged could have saved the Serpent Ward than an initial kill on Arteezy, in which case this tier 3 might already be dead, but I don't know if it's going to matter too much in the grand.
Well, giving away Lycan proved to be a bad move once again. And this time with Serpent Wards, I don't think they hold on to their tier 3. Living armor or not, they're gonna lose this barracks here. Oh, yeah, they're gonna lose this range barracks here. And Arteezy unable to hold them forward here. He does have his BKB now, but they will not be able to push. The Serpent Wards just doing so much. I think giving away Lycan and Rasta might be a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, they banned Skywrath Mage instead, and as strong a hero as Skywrath Mage has looked in this competition, I feel like it was definitely
no, they could have picked the Rasta instead. They gave away Rasta too. So, I don't think Brew is really worth a first pick, to be honest. He has many counters. I think Cloud9 exhibited that the most. Was it Cloud9 or what was it another team? Where they just went full BKBs against the Pandas and they just can't do anything. So, I think BKBs are a serious hard counter to the Panda. And they can be worked around as well. You just run around them, get bulky heroes that can't be killed by the Fire Panda, or you burst the Fire Panda down. There are a lot of ways to deal with the Brewmaster ultimate, and oh, Mason gonna jump forward.
I would agree that there are draft problems this game for EG, but I wouldn't say that the Brewmaster pick is. Yeah, I wouldn't say that like early picks on Brewmaster are bad at all.
Some really need to lock in a Razor that early. I mean, yeah, he's a top pick. Yeah, he has strength, but this late into group stages, maybe you want to try something new, like how DK have been doing. They did their Undying Snowball combo. We have Eternal Envy doing his stuff, and yeah, it's just different things from different teams. I mean, rigid teams have been punished this team. And even IG have been showing signs of weakness because the heroes they favor, Katana and Doom, just keep getting banned over and over. And creativity is rewarded.
Well, this isn't even necessarily typical EG from what they've been showing here at TI4. I think the Universe Darks here, this is maybe the second time that they've picked it up. And I really haven't seen a whole lot of the Train Protector either. So this is feeling, it's not necessarily classic EG or anything like that, but it's not what they've been, I don't think it's what they've been winning with this tournament. No.
Not enough damage as well. I mean, only Plasma Field really does damage along with Thunderclap. But the overgrowth is there, and until Zai gets his Academics, which is very soon, they're not going to be able to get much, and their middle barracks are taking damage, so it's going to be pretty obvious that they are smoking.
Yeah, smoke gets revealed, BKB is going to be delivered to Snake King, so he is more than ready to fight, and...
Doesn't save him from overgrowth though. Oh, they see him. They see PPD. Axe. Kick. Gets poked and stabbed. Korok is dominating. 7 and 5. EG lose their defensive support for their towers, and how's that melee Rex looking? Full health? Alright, so...
I don't know if it's going to be there for too much longer, but Navi US going to detour for Roshan first, and, well, Korok even getting close to a BKB following the Scythe of Ice pickup, so things are looking great for him, and I doubt whether Mason may not even be able to get off primal split in these fights. Even if he goes for the blink immediate primal split, as we saw with that engagement on mid lane. I mean, that's as conservative as he can be, and Korok's got the fast fingers on either the Orchid or the sacrifice.
Oh, they do get the Aegis now, so Korok, maybe his co-op carry will work this time.
Regeneration.
Sure seems to be, and
Has
I
it
don't,
not
I don't
worked
feel like
in
the
previous games?
Timbersaw has actually really done that much, actually.
It held down the lane against the Darkseer. I think
Yeah.
that was all that they needed. There were very few heroes that could lane successfully 1v1 against the Darkseer, or in this case 2v1, and I think the Timbersaw was perfect. They held onto that tier 1 tower for a really long time, and had there been another hero down there, the tier 1 tower would have fallen more quickly, and Universe would have had access to more of the Radiant jungle to pressure the Enchantress, and also to get a lot more farm than he has. An extra item could have maybe been the tipping point. So I don't know, I think the Timbersaw, while it has been a relatively quiet game for Brax, he hasn't been whipping around from tree to tree with Timberchain and finding a bunch of kills. He's accomplished what Navi US needed him for this game, which was holding down the lane and also counter pushing if EG ever actually managed to win a team fight.
Yeah, it's a very good point you make there. And this outcome is not something we would expect from a top ranker like EG. But like we said, USA versus USA, these boys play with one another all the time in scrims and practices. So they know each other's strats, they know the pub strats, the play styles, and they know how to counter it. And I think maybe lacking off, and this time he goes for the clap first. Before the Bruling, Snakey could be in a little bit of trouble stepping his damage. It's going to be the play. He pops his BKB on the first life because, well, Peter Pain does have the Aegis. But now Korok taking a lot of damage there from the Witch Doctor. They're staying down, Snaking low, dropping low. There's Arteezy just showing so much damage in the fight. They're draining 140 damage. Korok a little bit fearful now. Bragg's going to get caught out. Arteezy losing a lot of life. Has to be careful healing down the Witch Doctor. Only level 1 on the heal, going a lot of stats. Korok reviving back into the fight now. And there is Fog shackling up Zai. The Witch Doctor, the poor guy, he only wants to heal people. Leave him alone. My ancestor, Shaman takes a fall, and somehow EG turning this around. 4 kills for nothing. Korok losing the Aegis, so you might as well call it 5. And 7 to 9, suddenly EG in charge. And well, causing a lot of pain here. Korok gonna try and stall it up. Does he use his Hex? No, he does not get the Hex in time. Maybe he goes back to Trian. PPD. Yeah, he's gonna get jumped. Get silenced. PPD on the run out. Here's a pig. Universe gonna speed up this pig. Mac. Nope, surge him up. And yeah, Korok will actually have to bail out there. PPD saved by his buddy Universe, and somehow EG won that fight.
Navi US just really did not anticipate the Aghanim Scepter being complete over on Zai, yeah, and that was the damage that EG have really been lacking. And also Korok played the fight pretty conservatively. Had there been an immediate Orchid or an immediate Hex on the Brewmaster once he jumped in, then things definitely would have turned out differently. But well, Navi US get caught napping a little bit, and well, next push up onto the high ground is going to be a little bit more difficult. Unfortunately, the tier 3 tower on bottom lane also ends up surviving that push on 9 hit points, so it's going to start climbing back up because of the Train Protector.
Such a good hero. And EPD gets a gem from his buddy 1437, so yippee him.
Yeah, more map control, going to be able to farm up some more items.
He's
now.
always in this as well, so wards don't stand a chance. And can scout out wolves as well, so I think that's one of the most annoying things about the Lycan. Well, one of the many annoying things about Lycan is he can tag wolves on you and know about your team's position all the time.
Damage.
Yeah, and Mason actually has an active scepter complete as well now, so despite a slow start in terms of farm, took him a very long time to get that Blink Dagger. He's now in a pretty good spot, and Navi US, they do have the 2 BKBs to help deal with this, but
Radiant's
there's
top
big
tower
opportunities
is
for him
under
to be able to
attack.
jump in and blow up the supports, and Fog needs to be careful with his positioning here.
Time to farm wards, I guess. They're gonna farm wards. I hear a BKB from Snaking a little bit early, a EE Sama kind of BKB, but he doesn't really run up. He mans down at the last moment. Will the tower go down? No, Glyph saves the tower for the last second, and no, will the catapult, Cardi the catapult, fires up the high ground, drops it down to 23, and the tower actually stays alive. Time for Bob the Builder Trian to patch it back up.
And 12 with no BKB on Snaking, Navi US going to be forced to walk back and I guess just continue farming for a little bit. That is going to cost them quite a bit. They might have actually been able to, I don't know if they would have engaged into a fight there had the BKB still been available, but with it not being there, they're going to be deprived of even the options. So EG gets some more time to grab some items over in their jungle. Looks like Arteezy is going to be able to pick up an AC fairly soon. And
yeah, Arteezy is going more carry rather than the Aghanims Disco Razor.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of physical damage coming from the Lycan, especially in these fights, so I don't mind this too much. And AC complete now.
Alright, Witch Doctor paying off and giving it to Zai. I think Zai has been the unsung hero. A lot of people just praising Artour for his mid plays. Granted, that guy is great, but Zai, his tanking in one of the matches I watched on EG was amazing, and now his Witch Doctor keeping EG in the game. Bleed blue.
And that's the other thing we didn't really mention about the AC, that the synergy with the Aghanim's Death Ward is absolutely fantastic,
it's
boosting up that physical damage.
And the thing about the Witch Doctor Ultimate is his cooldown is pretty good as well. It's only 80 seconds, so you probably have it every fight. And once Witch Doctor gets up to 4 points in the healing, he gets really good because it's close to Fountain Regen. 40 per second, yeah, 40 per second. Fountain heals you for 4% of your health, max health per second, so you get close to it. Close to Fountain Regen, or half of it.
Okay, so Korok goes for a Dominator here, interestingly enough, so going for a slightly more right-click oriented Queen of Pain build moving forward, and EG looking for a big smoke gank here. Lane's in an okay position, so this isn't too suspicious.
The Queen, there's no Hex though, I don't know how to catch Korok here. Oh, and they're gonna catch him? Nope, that's a BKB. Yeah, they don't have a Hex on Universe, and that was quick fingers from Korok, but unfortunately for him, he does spend his BKB. So, 10 second, his 9 second BKB down to 8. And EG don't really lose a lot out of that, so...
And this should honestly be a really difficult game for Navi US to lose, but EG are giving them a run for their money, and there's still not even a melee barracks down just yet, so mid lane is a little bit inconsequential, and EG are also now managing to break outside of their base after that gem changed hands, so things are going a little bit awry, but I think Navi should be able to, well, hopefully get it back on track. Snaking is still very, very farmed, as is Korok, and looks like Korok goes for the Dominator. Even going to be stacking up some Ancients here, though. Snaking swings in first, and he's just going to clear them by himself.
Oh, what do you think Snaking to look towards now after his AC? Do we see the Abyssal Blade? Do we see Desolator just to focus on tower destruction? Or what?
I think Abyssal Blade or Heart would be what I'd like to see. If they think that they're in a position to be able to siege, the Heart is always nice. You run out, you go to a couple of auto attacks, you back off, you get the Heart regen, everything's hunky-dory. Otherwise, I think Abyssal Blade would be great just for potentially focusing down somebody like the Darkseer. Gives you another way to potentially cancel the Witch Doctor ultimate, which Lycan can definitely charge in and do. So I think those are the two strong options for him right now. After the AC is complete.
Okay, I'd like to see Arteezy actually get up a damage item from here on. Maybe a Desolator. Just work on those work on the physical right clicks. Who could bypass the BKB. I think he's the anti-BKB guy at this point. He could also go for Mantis Style to
Butterfly could be really good.
Yeah, Mantis Style. What else?
Butterfly could be really good.
Yeah, Butterfly as well. Because there's some good right click from Serpent Wards as well as the Wolf. So all those things are good as well. I don't know, he just needs to stay at the front lines and keep dealing out the damage. And Butterfly with the attack speed can scale very well with Static Link. So yeah, you make a good point there. And PPG just really just chilling.
He needs to be careful that Snaking doesn't summon his Necro Book in the vicinity, but
that would be map hack.
It's gonna be okay. Yeah, it would be maybe a little bit suspicious, but I'm sure that Valve made sure that there's no shenanigans going on. And well, Navi, they got lanes in an okay position, top lane not the best, but looks like they definitely want to finish off this melee barracks at mid.
Oh, Panda goes in, claps on Korok. A very interesting choice to clap on Korok there. And now that was a short drag away from Banks. And now he's getting linked up by Arteezy. Arteezy will break his link, only getting 28 damage from that little exchange. 1437 pops the heal, and Shaman just booking it out. Then Brax going onto the high ground will abandon this fight. He ditches, and the Panther ultimate wasted there along with the wall. And I think EG will have to just settle down in their base, cool off, while Navi US decide whether they want to attack while the cooldowns are down. No Necro units after these set expire in 8 seconds, so it's gonna be a very iffy push.
Yeah, they desperately needed PPD to be in a better position to be able to get the overgrowth down and prevent the disengage.
We still the secret weapon there. Casket. And Ward's gonna be fed again. Now Mason getting hexed up, but it's not the hex target you want because he doesn't have his ultimate anymore. It's the Doctor that you really want. And now Na'Vi US forced out once again with no Necro units on the line, with no Serpent Wards. Fourth has donated a lot to Alex Garfield's company right now. A lot of money. Serpent Wards, I think 2 free sets in the last 2 pushes have been donated over to EG, and Arteezy will take them with tanks.
I know that Na'Vi US want to play this safe because it's a very important match for them, but at the same time, I think not forcing the issue when EG give you a huge opportunity, wasting the Primal Split and the Wall of Replica is probably a little bit of a mistake, and maybe reflects on the fact that Na'Vi US, they're not coming into this game as just a best of 1 against EG with no context. They really want this win, and they don't want to throw away a game that they feel is theirs.
Oh, there's a big fight here. Arteezy getting caught out. Living Armor trying to keep him alive, and Overgrowth not enough there. Korok will kill him off, catching up a mega kill streak. Meanwhile, 1437 gonna be Venison here to Mason. Mason splits up in 3. Will catch Snaking. Snaking rounds off his ultimate. 20 seconds on that. BKB will bail him out, and he will try and TP away. No Overgrowth to stop this, so he will TP out and safely. Arteezy, meanwhile, having bought back, will find himself wasting a lot of money. So, well, a good change here for Na'Vi US, but they will lose Aegis if they don't come back in time. Snaking really far from the rock pit.
EG getting through this pretty quickly with the help of their AC, but Snaking's not too far away, and Na'Vi US, they know what's going on. Brax is coming and slow things down.
Brax just doing a little bit of harassment here, but Roshan is really dropping low. And now there's a hex here on PPD. PPD in trouble. There's your ultimate. 17 seconds left on the Overgrowth. Could be a bad fight. Mason getting caught out. There will be no Panda, but look at it go! Oh my lords! Make it stop. The Lycan gets brought down. The Shaman is dead as well. More wards donated, and EG come out on top of that fight. Once again, Korok forced to bail out with a third of his health left. PPD being cheeky in the Abyss of Trees. Gets reviewed, says, oh crap, and will run back into invisibility. A surged up Witch Doctor looking at it go, and the cask will bounce, will not bounce back to the creep wave. Just a poke from the Medical Doctor, and well, 9 and 12, EG slowly crawling back into this game and getting more map control.
I think this is a lot of misfocus fire from Na'Vi US. The Brewmaster didn't have ultimate available. There's not very much reason to be bringing him down right at the start of the fight, and as we saw, Zai went completely uninterrupted over in the
one
pit.
disable, and they start off with Hex and they go up with Shackles, and after that the Witch Doctor just gets all the time in the world.
I mean, they have a Scythe and an Orchid on Korok. I feel like you should just really be hounding the Witch Doctor in these fights. There isn't even any way to stop him. If he pops BKB and blinks on top of the Witch Doctor, maybe there can be an Overgrowth at the very
Going
worst.
for BKB, it might be too late. It might be too late. Vojin in the house. Not respecting Dr. Vojin, and they pay the price. The BKB is done for the Witch Doctor, so there will be no more bailouts here from the Hex nor Orchid. I don't know, man. Na'Vi US, they had the better draft, they had the better start, but EG, resilient, as most top teams in the rankings are holding onto their base, and the Treant Protector proving to be really effective. The chip damage from the wards and the Lycan just unable to breach high ground. So really good play so far. Clever draft in a sense, but I feel that Na'Vi US misplayed a lot as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've missed a lot of opportunities given to them by EG. Not really clean play from either team this game, but there is definitely a lot on the line, and Na'Vi US making some pretty aggressive movements here, but EG, they've re-established map control really nicely, and they see this coming.
Like it. Why would he pop his ultimate so quickly?
Oh, he was...
Made me panic.
Yeah, he's kind of hoping that they're just going to be able to charge up to the lane and catch somebody out, but there's so many wards around the place for EG, so that's not going to work.
Yeah, the later this goes, the faster, the more the Witch Doctor can get his stuff. And now Korok blinks in, he hexes Mason, This could be bad. BKB onto Zai, Zai's ready to look at it go. Here comes the ward, channel. Korok's gonna be shot up here, but they do blow him up. Korok with the monster kill, with the double kill. They bring down the Witch Doctor. He's dropping low himself. 2 down for each team. EG, they have Arteezy still coming down onto Korok here. Korok will blink away, but Universe follows up with the blink, punches him with the darts here, and there will be a mega kill, a double kill, ending the monster kill streak as well. Snaking ditching his team, going to the bottom lane, looking to rat it up. We'll see if he's successful from here on, but that was really, very, very messy. And Navi US, I think the best they could have gotten from that, they blew up the Witch Doctor. I think that's all they could have asked for, but still, they lost a lot of heroes to do that.
I mean, Snaking with time left on his ultimate and his BKB chooses to disengage, but I guess that was the call that was made from Navi US during that fight, and well, EG definitely getting somewhere now. There is the Aghanim Scepter up for Fogged, so if they ever get another opportunity to get towards the base, all they need to do is win one team fight and they can take mega creeps.
Yeah.
But that's
proved
to be the stopping point.
That's a pretty big if.
Yeah.
That's a really, really, really big if. They have not been winning team fights since start of the game, I think. Well, not the start of the game, but a long time. Lose, lose, lose. Yeah, they haven't won a team fight for 20 minutes. So when that happens, it's really a bad thing. Arteezy, BKB, Assault Kuros, drums, ages not spent, staying alive in that fight. No one wanted to focus the Razor, so he just blew stuff up. Did he? I'm not sure. I don't think Arteezy has killed a whole lot of people this game, but give him time. If you leave the Razor alone, you do get punished sooner or later. And the Brewmaster picks up a BKB, so less and less effectiveness of the Navi disables.
Yeah, the Orchid is now not going to be doing a heck of a lot for Korok. The Hex is still, of course, going to be very, very valuable, but the biggest problem is that Navi just haven't been able to jump in with Korok to find these initiations, and that was a lot of the problem on how that first fight started out. And now we also have a Hex of all things picked up for Arteezy. I think really smart item selections from EG this game.
Disable is always good.
Yeah.
And it does give him the mana regen to spam out Plasma Wave. I think that's the Plasma Field. I think that's an important thing to note as well. His Aegis is going in a minute, so you can see him going down the middle lane now. Looking to get in a brawl with someone, probably lose that first life, preferably before the Aegis goes down.
Yeah, and the other problem for EG has been forcing commitment to the engagement, so Scythe of Ice is going to be great for that.
Yeah, and it will catch him off by surprise. I think if Korok blinked in without BKB, he might get himself caught out. If he gets caught by the side, he might also go down. And looks like Snaking is going to ditch on this fight. He is going to go for the bottom rat. And we'll see if any of the EG targets do see this in time. Arteezy just going to stand and deliver, deal damage to the tier 2 tower. And there might be glyphs to buy them some time.
And EG find themselves on the front foot, which is definitely not where I expected them to be. Snaking, gonna try and get a little bit of split pushing done down on the bottom lane, but Navi US running scared right now.
They lose the tier 2. And have to be careful, there goes the Aegis, so Arteezy back at full mana and health, but Snaking just waiting for that opportunity to just cut in and destroy their base. But it's a full health tower, and there is living armor, so this creep wave will not be able to do chip damage to it. 11 and 15 is the score. Net worth still favors Korok at 25,000. Arteezy 19, Universe 20, and tied up with the Lycanthrope at 20,000. 46 minutes again. We are getting some pretty late games here, basically.
Yeah, for sure, but I still think so much of this is Navi US are playing this game so much more scared than I feel they need to be, but at least they make a slightly aggressive move now. They're going to go for a little bit of a smoke. Double damage has spawned down on bottom lane, but looks like neither team going to be getting vision over that. And, well, they're actually poking around in the trees right now, hoping to catch somebody out on EG, but not going to happen.
Well, EG is too careful for that. Meanwhile, Snaking in the middle lane on his own. He might get hexed. Might. Nope, they're all gonna back off, and Artour leading the way. Their assassins just standing guard, but unfortunately they're too stupid to see through smoke. And that could be a hex here on 1437. It's nighttime, so he will pour it out in time. But still, the EG gang comes along. They might get someone. They will not. So alright, so back to more farming, boys. plasma field, checking out for targets, and yeah, there'll be no more hunting. They'll be pushing out the waves. There's gonna be Darks here standing back there. Middle barracks will be stopped here by Universe. There's gonna be Iron Shell as well as Shiva's Guard to clear up this range Rex. So easy defense from them, but it's back to a stalemate. I think waiting for the next Aegis might be the right call here.
Yeah. I mean, really, fairly obvious gank from EG after their melee bag sort of taking over the damage, so Navi US at least going to be clued into that one. Fairly long Roshan respawn this time around, about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And Navi US checking in on them. Are we close to any big item pickups? There is 3.1k gold over on Korok, and quite a bit over on Snaking as well. 3.5k for him. Still hanging out a buyback, and still being fairly conservative, though looks like Korok is going to shop up and grab himself a Satanic.
He's without buyback, so danger zone.
And we have another Hex up for Universe as well, on top of another 3k gold, so
we'll see
EG
how well
getting
Queen
some pretty scary
clicks,
items.
Clicks opponents. I don't know how well Queen of Pain does against in a right-click war, but it's not the greatest. And a surged up Razor could cause trouble. There's a Hex, there's a follow-up Hex as well, I think. There's gonna be a Cask. Is there gonna be Casket? There's gonna be a follow-up Hex. Korok still spending a lot of time SAPing Overgrowth. Arteezy on the killing spree. There you go. Look at it. Go, 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 go. There is Brax taking a lot of damage as well. Saying crit, stuns, and he drops the gem. 1437 runs away from the storm, but he will just be venison. Arteezy, triple kill. We told you to not let Artour have free reign, and he did. And 4 heroes go down. Snaking ditches his team once again to go for the mid lane. Try for a desperation push. He's not getting any kind of Rexing with PPD on the line here. So I don't know. Navi US, they just seem to want to play defensive. Korok got caught dead one time, and it just fell apart for them.
Yeah, and I mean, Korok even popped out of the Hex for a second there. I think he could have maybe mashed his BKB, but
he got overgrowth anyway.
Immediately
so
got died. Well, I mean, he could have popped BKB, not gotten Hex the second time, and so I guess he could have Satanic, but he wouldn't have been able to auto attack for a little bit. So yeah, EG just really nice play out of them, and Navi US looks like they're now actually on the ropes despite holding on to a gold lead. I mean, Korok has 27k net worth, but he got to use 0 of it in that last fight.
Yeah, Korok playing fine all the way till that one little mistake, I think. Really cost them a big swing. Now EG taking control of this game, and Snaking getting stalked there, and he will immediately go into dog form. I think he felt a brunch up his ass or something, I don't know. But still, EG, they find themselves a Roshan, so... Oh, Dire's courier has been killed by the wolf, so... What's the cargo worth? 0. So EG throw takes a takes the bench seat for 3 minutes there. Yeah, he got killed over there. Tanks Scriff and Zai. Gonna go Roche with his buddy Mason. So Rax go to Shiva's Guard in. He pops his BKB, fights with Mason. 101 for a fight. Let's go, let's go. Rax zips up to the high ground. Zai hiding there with his BKB. It's a right-click war between Timbersaw and Witch Doctor. There's your primal split. Arteezy now stepping damage, focusing down on the Lycan. Snaking gets locked up, gets a crit on Arteezy. There's a spin up here. Enchantress not gonna be throwing out impetuses. A picked up Korok, really feeling useless in this fight. And now Snaking, the only one there, once again is hid in the clouds. Brax gonna get a Hex on Arteezy is fogged, and he gets smashed by the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor, the Arteezy dropping really low. The chain will actually kill him off, so Brax will pick a kill. A nice kill here on Arteezy. Arteezy buys back into the game, the double kill. Witch Doctor dies. Korok came into the fight with really low health, and he'll get killed again. But Zai, he escapes in time, throws out a cast to stop the creep wave from pushing in, and the Serpent Wards are not in position for a Roche. So looks like Navi US, they want to take this time to push up the high ground. I feel they should just take Roshan. The Rex is not even worth it at this point.
So they get another buyback out of Arteezy. Korok, really greedy play there, could have just hit some creeps with his Satanic, healed back up and re-engaged. Instead, he dies in the midst of the fight, and
Korok just, you know, thinking, okay, I'm just gonna go back in. If I TP back, my team loses, and he went back in and just died. So, Snaking, he has his Assault Huron Flats, Necro 3, BKB, and once again, Deja Vu, but this time he doesn't pop his BKB, and Brax will get shot by the Ref Ward, and Brax will go down. It's a free kill there. 1-3-2-2 is the score. EG now getting pushed up there on the top lane. Snake King with his Leica just bashing away the hull, but the Glyph of Fortification is back up. Living armor as well, healing the tower, they'll take no ranks. And now Snake King might get a tier 3 tower for his troubles, or he will not, Mason claps the ground and clears the creep wave up. And... oh, Na'Vi US once again fails to breach the base.
Yeah, and now they have 6 minutes where they have to wait around and worry about an Aegis on Arteezy. If they can get past that, then he's still got a very long respawn in his future, so something that EG are definitely going to have to stay mindful of at this point. And well, Brax ended up being the hero of that previous fight, managing to keep the Witch Doctor zoned out, and just a really chaotic engagement overall. Some very weird play coming out of both teams, but Na'Vi US, I think things are still okay though. Again, this game is still, this game is for whatever reason ridiculously difficult for them to close out here.
It's difficult for EG to close out because they don't have a push hero, and if Arteezy dies, they have to sit back. They can defend, but they can't really push. And Na'Vi US, they just keep failing to push. I think, like soccer, we should actually count the number of times they tried to make for ranks and failed. Could have been the 5th time by now, I'm not sure, but it's been a long, arduous task for them. And Basher up for Snake King, so maybe some fighting could be in this future. He has been dodging a lot of fights recently.
Yeah, if Snake King doesn't get linked, I feel like he honestly just needs to be beating people to death. For some reason, well, his BKB is now all the way down to 4 seconds, but we're yet to really see him really chomping away at anybody in these fights. We've had a lot of defensively used BKBs, and all the Snake King just, well, Snake King playing really conservatively this game. He might even need another BKB before he looks at completing that Abyssal. We'll have to see. It is going to be really difficult for him to get in these fights with only a 4-second BKB, and this is where the Brewmaster is finally starting to come back into his own. Mason even getting pretty close to a Refresher Orb here.
Oh well, the Mason going for the Refresher Orb, so more pandas. I feel like the pandas are good. They zone out the targets. They zone out a lot of Na'Vi's heroes. He spins the Lycan. Lycan spends a lot of the time in the air because he only has the 4-second BKB, like he said. And when he sends them spinning in the air, like put this damage, all these kind of things do rack up. And I think at this point that's what the Brewmaster is just there for. He's just gonna send heroes up in the air, just push them away from the fights. They nearly kill off Korok, but I don't know, this is the problem with a core Queen of Pain, I feel. She doesn't feel right as a right-click hero. She doesn't have any built-in steroids to be a proper carry apart from having Blink and a good agility game.
Yeah, Korok just really needs to find a good position in one of these fights to open up, and I think they'll be okay. And PPD continues his shenanigans here, there, and everywhere around the map as he's actually going to trap himself in some trees here. So it looks like that's going to require a TP out, but Na'Vi US probably just going to keep prodding away here, keep the lanes pushed in, and potentially just wait out the Aegis. There's only another 3 minutes to go before that one's going to fade, so maybe that will be their one team fight to finally clear out all of EG's base.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But if they lose a fight, equivalently we now have an Aghanim Scepter up. The Razor, he of course has that AC, and well, we are looking at just a tier 3 down mid lane here for Na'Vi US. And well, the line's being drawn by EG. Looks like they might actually want to get a little bit of value out of this Aegis and not let Na'Vi US stall this one out.
Yeah, this game has just been a combination of Na'Vi misplays and EG's teamwork, I think. Their execution has been on point. And Zai has just been... I mean, it's just one of those rare games with minimal stunning. So, Zai has the option to just stick around and drop a good ultimate. And with BKB, it's even harder to cancel that out. And now EG, they're on the hunt with a smoke. I think Na'Vi US are just a little bit more away from losing base.
Yeah, and well, they suspect the smoke. They are going to be playing fairly defensively, but EG still another minute and a half with this Aegis. They need to be careful about how long they stick around here. There is still a glyph to stall for Na'Vi US, and they do of course have the Chakram to hold on to things as well. So if EG are going to force things, they're going to have to force things pretty aggressively here.
They have Aghanim Scepter now, so the disco is in down, and I mean, worst case, they just sit back and go for the third rush. And Arteezy at the front line bashing away the tower with the lightning storm, and they don't have the living armor. Navi US, they have a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. Chipping damage is gonna be pretty much the storyline of this match.
And EG, still a minute left on this Aegis, they're going to have another crack at the high ground here. They need to be careful about how long they stick around, and Navi US also going for a little bit of a cheeky
That was the shortest smoke I've ever seen.
The smoke is just to get the Shadow Shaman and whatnot in position, so that EG don't know where they are.
Yeah, I guess so. When the Plasma View comes up, it doesn't see them. Granted, that's a pretty good one. Korok looking to enter the battlefield from the side, but reclaim Aegis in 30 seconds. There's gonna be a smack on that wolf. It just falls to the ground. Mason swats it away, and we are going back in. Arteezy, Aegis or not, he does have buyback, so I don't think he really cares at this point. Go for the damage, and they are waiting for Ire to storm. Go back there with the lightning. That's and the clarity potion. No, I mean the Panda goes in there with the clap, the ruling form as well. Immediately, Snakey gets sent into the air. BKB or not, he cannot use it. And Korok now out of BKB. He does take down the Train Protector. Zai in trouble as well. Will he use the cheese? And BKB's pop his ultimate. He's waiting for it. Zai, patience, and the cast. He will probably drop it now. No need for that. Just right click from Razor. Will bring down the Enchantress. Snaking following the fight here. He still has his Abyssal Blade. Hasn't used it yet. He's just walking around. What is Snaking doing? Snaking just running in and out of fights. And Korok too low to fight. Bragg. Oh, there is a gem on the side. And looks like EG will retreat. But Snake King, a little bit too healthy to be retreating, I feel. And I guess they didn't want to endanger his life, but now they're going to be giving chase. There's Shiva's got here, Arteezy. There's going to be a counter Shiva's here from Universe. A good vacuum. Now the BKB comes out on Snaking. Bragg, Mason getting hexed up. Bragg still fighting him there. Zai getting beaten up. There's still a Zai ultimate. There it goes. Your ultimate there. Korok gets hacked at the wrong time. The ultimate shoots him down. And now Bragg dying again after his buyback. The Observer Ward even getting smashed on the way out. Where is Snaking?
Which doctor am I?
Radiant's
I
top
think there's a
tower
lot
is
of
under
miscommunication on Navi. Half the team went back in of the buyback, and Snaking is running the other way.
Yes.
I don't know.
Snaking just doesn't seem confident in taking these fights at all and focus firing down the targets. So Navi will lose 2 cores, but they have buyback available. There is a buyback available for Korok. Buyback for Brax was actually used earlier in that previous engagement, so EG just gonna come in and start slapping away at these buildings.
Yeah, alright, here comes the Wolfman. We'll see if he mans up this time. Mason with the refresher, he will be vacuumed, brings him back into the fight. Fox is a dead shaman. My ancestors! Universe's Wicked Snake, Arteezy dropping low. He will be focused down by Snaking. He gets hacked, but surged up as well. The Sonic Wave is going to be hitting him, and there we go. Arteezy out of the fight for now. He bites back. Will he have boots of travel is the question. He's running back by Korok. He's hacked up. He's hit by the stone as well, and he will die back. Brewmaster finishing him off. Mason making plays, and Arteezy's back in the fight. Universe on a monster killer, and I think Navi US are on their last legs, thinking somehow still alive.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
EG might just be
He's
able to
been
go
playing a
for
little bit
drone
too
here.
cautious, I think. I mean, even if he runs in, gets 1 kill and buys back, it would be better than him just running back at half health and trying to survive.
Radiant's middle
I don't know,
tower is under
I don't want to pin it too much on him, but he really does seem absent from these fights.
Everybody on Navi US has had some questionable moments this game, I have to say.
And now he's getting clowned on by the Witch Doctor. And he's gonna need his medical bills. Bob drops the Serpent Ward as a last ditch attempt, but EG pretty much got this. Navi US not calling GG just yet. All of these guys, all friends. I think PPD dropped it around the Lycan pretty well. But Navi US really made that game long and kind of painful for themselves.
It was a throw. I mean,
it was a throw.
I don't think you can say anything else.
Misplays all around.
Yeah, and it was looking so good for Navi US, such a smart draft. They won multiple lanes. They did what they had to do.